Official.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the CaliKidOfficial Podcast. This is episode number 15, so let's get right into it. So this past week, we were supposed to get the next Verzuz battle between Bone Thugs and Harmony and 3 6 Mafia, but it got postponed. So apparently behind the scenes, they managed to negotiate with Swiss and Timbaland. So I'm thinking that like the artists that are being paired together, there's some type of payment going on, because I noticed in a lot of these, they always mention like the paperwork was put together. So I think that's what was going on, because originally it was supposed to take place on Thursday at 5 p.m. but that time came and went, and nothing happened. So right here it says, we have just come to an agreement with Verzuz TV, and they are now officially involved with the face-off, writes the legendary rapper. With that being said, we have agreed with Verzuz to reschedule to a new date that will allow everyone involved an opportunity to set this up the right way with no flaws or interruptions during the face-off. Yeah, because originally when they posted about it, everybody assumed that Verzuz was behind it, but they said that it was just them doing some friendly competition type of thing. But that all got sorted out, I guess. So we're gonna have to wait and see when that's actually going to happen. But we do have an actual date for another Verzuz battle, and we finally get the first female, artist competing against each other, and we get two neo soul legends, Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. They're gonna be facing off May 9th at 4 p.m. So that's gonna be dope. Jill Scott, she got "Is This the Way You Love Me?" That, and then Erykah Badu, she got a whole bunch of classics, Tyrone, and so on and so forth. So that's gonna be interesting. Says time for the queens to represent. Yeah, that's gonna be dope. And then this is like the cover art, and this woman, is that Madam CJ Walker? I don't remember, but it's going to be taken the day before Mother's Day, which is kind of symbolic, because you got two queens of R&B music facing off right before Mother's Day. So that'd be something special. So that's gonna be crazy. Hopefully there's not no technical issues going on with that, but at least we know when the next battle is gonna be. And then in new music, Drake dropped a new project. It was called Dark Lane Demo Tape, and it featured artists such as Chris Brown, Fivio Foreign, Young Thug, Playboi Carti, Giveon, Future, and Sosa Geek. So a lot of the songs on the project have already been leaked, but there was some new ones on there. But my personal favorites are, of course, When to Say When, the Chicago Freestyle, Tootsie Slide, War, Losses, Not You Too, and this record called Demons. But I didn't like the features on there. They were kind of like subpar. But on one record in particular, titled Florida with Love, Drake goes into detail about an apparent robbery that took place around 2009. He basically said that he was on a date in Toronto, and these two dudes approached him at his date while he was in the vehicle, and they basically had the guns on him, and made him open up the door or whatever. And he said that the first thing that they said was, "Give me the chain." So when he heard that, looking back, he said he feels as though it was a setup, because he said he got on a jacket and a sweater, and I'm pretty sure the chain was probably tucked or whatever. And then the woman that he was with, she didn't get robbed either, and her purse and stuff was lying next to her. So he basically got lined up right there. And so he said ever since then he ain't never tried to proclaim himself to be a tough guy or whatever. But overall, it was an okay project. I would say I like 7 out of the 14 records, so about half. Because some of the records more so as like the verses from the other artists kind of ruined it. Like the Demons track was cool until the other people started rapping on there. But he also said that he's going to be dropping his next studio album in the summer. So, you know, it's going to be some heat on there. And he said that it's going to be all new music. It's not going to be it's not going to be records that have been, you know, leaked like these records that we didn't got. But overall, it's pretty cool. And then like he like pays homage to one of his friends that got murdered. I think his name was Fife. I think that was the dude that they showed in the lobby to his place, and like some people rolled up and shot through the glass and killed him. I think that's who that was. So he like uses his likeness on part of the cover art, along with him wearing, you know, the ski mask and stuff that you see from the Tootsie Slide video. So if you haven't checked out the tape, go check it out for yourselves. It got some heat on there. But moving on from that, we also get word that Chris Brown and Young Thug is going to be dropping a new mixtape. It's called Slime&B. So Slime, you know, for Young Thug, and B, I guess, for Chris Brown. And it also could be a play on R&B, but Slime&B. And that's scheduled to drop on May 5th. So we're going to be getting that. And then Young Thug also revealed that he was battling liver and kidney failure, which is why he was in a hospital for 17 days. Because a while back there was this video or something of him in a hospital, but he never really spoke on it. So I wanted to show this video where he basically explains what happened. So
I kind of just stayed in the bed, and I was like, yo, call the ambulance. I can't move my body. Then later I was when the ambulance came, I couldn't get out of the bed. They had to get me out of the bed, basically. I felt like my whole body was numb, and
that's crazy.
I went to the hospital, and I had found out that I had liver and kidney failure. And I kind of had sort of passed away, like I kind of died. I was in the hospital for like 17 days. I left the hospital, my mom didn't trust it. So I left the hospital, went to another hospital. It was like, man, you got liver and kidney failure. You're supposed to be dead. Basically, you've died, you've been dead. I've been killed before.
Yeah, so that's basically what had happened. So I'm pretty sure this was caused by, you know, him drinking all that lean. And people gotta realize that stuff ain't good for you. The only thing it's doing is slowly killing you. That's all it's doing. That's crazy. And he only in his 20s like me, and you got liver and kidney failure. Like, I don't understand why these artists continue to take that stuff when they know what it does to people. Like, how many people then died from that? And that's crazy. But it's good that, you know, he's doing better, I guess. But people got to take that stuff serious. You can't do what everybody else do. But I'm looking forward to what him and Chris Brown gonna put out. That should be interesting. Slime&B, huh? And then we also get word that Tory Lanez has 3 albums ready to go, but he wants the fans to choose which one is next. But I know from in the past he's been talking about this El Agua album, which is a Spanish album. But he also said that there's 2 other albums that he has in the cut. One is a 80s album, and then the other one is all acoustic. So he basically went online and basically said he wants the fans to choose which one is next. So let me pull that up. And I'm pretty sure he's been waiting to release those, you know, outside of him being on a label, because as he said, he owns his masters and everything. So now he's going to be putting out his most polished and best bodies of work. So, all right.
Yo, I need y'all help on this right quick, right? So, I told y'all I wasn't gonna release none of like my greatest music and none of my most timeless music until I was out the deal and I owned all my masters, owned all my shit, right? So now that I'm out and I own all my masters, I own all my publishing and everything, I got these 3 projects that I want to release, right? but I need y'all help on like which one I should release first because they all theme totally different, right? So before I even say anything, they short projects. They like 7 to 8 songs. So as y'all know in the past, you know.
Okay, that makes sense. 7 to 8 songs, because you know, usually when you dive into a new genre or a new theme of music that you aren't really too familiar with, it usually is a shorter body of work because you got to get familiar with it before you can actually go in. So, but let's get back to what he was talking about.
At the all Spanish project, that's me predominantly singing in Spanish and all of that, and it's crazy. Then I got this all acoustic album that sounds like Ed Sheeran meets Adele meets some nigga from the hood, like, you know what I'm saying? And then I got this all 80s project that sounds like I jumped in a time machine and just went straight to the 80s, like, sounds like everything from the 80s, like, dead ass, like, it's crazy. So which one would y'all want to hear first, and, like, which one y'all want to, you know, hear?
I want to hear that El Agua, then I want to hear that 80s, then I'll hear the acoustic. That's gonna be crazy. But yeah, El Agua should be next because that's the one that he's talked about the most, and he did say that project was coming in the summer, so I want to hear that. And then Justin Bieber, he commented, I want to hear you make some Russian disco rap music or something crazy like that. Yeah, we need some Russian disco music from you, fam. But yeah, that I don't know. I wonder if he's gonna put like a poll or something up. That's what he should do. Put like a poll or something up. But I want to hear that El Agua, then the 80s, then the acoustic one. But that's pretty cool. We getting a lot of music from artists. You know, everybody's stuck in the house, so the only thing you can do is really record and stack up on projects to release. I know I stacked up on projects. I got 3 albums ready to go, and then I'm working on another album in a completely different genre, or should I say project. It's an R&B project because my albums are EDM for the most part, but I'm working on a R&B project too, so y'all ain't gonna hear that for some time. But yeah, looking forward to those projects. And then YG, he's dropping another album called Laugh Now Kry Later, and he released a single which is named after the title of the album. And from what I heard from it, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So I'm expecting, you know, more from this album because the previous one was kind of lackluster to me. So I'm expecting some heat from that. So, but yeah, that's all the in terms of the new music from artists that's supposed to be coming out. I know Kendrick is supposed to be dropping this year, or he's been working on a project, so that's going to be interesting as well. And then we get to the shenanigans. So apparently some overzealous fan managed to make his way into Eminem's, you know, Detroit compound and get as close as to, you know, standing in front of Eminem, because I guess the security was asleep or whatever. They said that the guy entered through a window in the back of the house by breaking it, and the security was in the front of the house. And when the guy broke in, he triggered the alarm, and the security didn't hear it, but M heard it, and he basically yelled for security, is what they said, and they came in and, you know, pinned him down or whatever, and then the guy got arrested. But apparently this happened, you know, a while ago, but the news is just coming out now, which is kind of weird. So they said it happened around 4 a.m. The guy name is Matt Hughes. He's 26 years old, and let's see what they said. They said that he's been arrested on 2 felony charges, one for first-degree home invasion, one for malicious destruction of a building. That's for breaking the back window. And then they say he's being held on $50,000 bail at Macomb County Jail. So that's kind of crazy, but that's pretty much going to do it for this week's podcast. I know it's pretty short because not too much is, you know, really going on. So, you know, the podcast can vary in, you know, length of time depending on, you know, what's going on in the media. But that's pretty much all that took place this week. In terms of like TV shows, I haven't watched the Jordan documentary. I'm kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out of whether I want to watch it or not. Because usually when you have like these big, you know, TV related shows, I tend to wait until, you know, some time before I get into it. Like I did that with Game of Thrones. Like people was watching that like crazy, and then eventually I got into that and I like that. Same thing with Jersey Shore. So I don't know, I might watch it, I might not, but I have been watching this show called The Last Kingdom. It basically takes place um, talking about a guy by the name of Uhtred. He's basically, you know, half Dane, half Saxon, and at times he finds himself at odds with either side of the factions. He's sometimes fighting with one or both. So it's a pretty interesting series. You guys should check it out. It's on Netflix. This is season 4, so if you guys want to binge watch it, you could. But and they got a lot of dope battle scenes too. You know, if you watch Vikings, it's kind of similar to that, but I think is much more better than Vikings. Much more, you know, feels much more relatable in a sense, I should say. But that's what I've been watching for the most part. That, but I might get into that documentary. I don't know, but that's pretty much going to do it for this week's podcast. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you guys check out my album Euphoria. There's a link for that in the description. You can also stream it on Spotify. I release music videos for pretty much almost all the songs. So every week there's going to be a music video for each song on the album up until the last song. So probably another week or two and all the music videos will be uploaded on my channel. But for the most part, all of them are already there. But make sure you guys check that out. There's also merch for the album. There's a link for that in the description. And I appreciate you all for watching. And until the next one, peace.